Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here with some more news about The Walking Dead Season 10 because AMC just dropped a new teaser, and I do believe the teaser is going to be like the new intro that we get for The Walking Dead Season 10. We also got some new footage, so we're going to break it all down in this video. Before I do begin though, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so this is the new teaser we got. I'm going to talk about the visuals first, talk about what we see here, and then we're going to get into dialogue. The dialogue is mainly King Ezekiel just giving a speech, and there's definitely some stuff he says that Rick said at the end of Season 8, that speech, my favorite Rick Grimes speech, and we saw that how they made the whole charter, and they actually wrote out Rick's speech, and all the community signed it, and I believe King Ezekiel is giving this speech because they're getting ready to go to war. And maybe some of the communities or some of the people in the communities are at odds and they don't see eye to eye, because I think there's definitely going to be some conflict within the first few episodes before the war starts, because I know some people might want to go to war and some don't want to go to war. And I think this is going to be the speech Ezekiel gives before they go to war, but more on that later. I do believe this sequence, I'm putting out some imagery right here, as you guys can see, it definitely resembles like how the new intro was in Season 9 with the crow, and that's why I kind of think this might be the new intro we get for Season 10. And we saw last year they also had a new teaser, which I really did like. You know, the first 8 seasons had pretty much the same exact intro. They changed it a little bit throughout the years, like they changed the imagery and the stuff we saw, but it was pretty much the same exact, you know, intro. Last year was completely different. It was like a brand new you know, it just looked completely new, brand new template. And I think it was Angela King's first season, but not only that, it was also a new beginning, so that might be it. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is like Angela King's thing where she just like makes a new intro every season. I would love to see that, because I think intros are really important, especially for TV shows, because we always see them, you know, especially like cable TV, because you can't skip over it. Again, unless you have fast forward and stuff like that, but if you're watching it live, you usually can't skip over it. And I think that bringing on a new intro would be pretty cool, and I think if you get one use every season, I would like that. But anyways, the reasons why I think this new intro or this little teaser is a new intro is because we see that crow again. In the imagery here, like here's a shot of you know, like you know, Daryl, his silhouette, and in the background we see the, you know, the charter they had. And this is like they definitely, you know, if you just add the music to it in the background, I think you will take some stuff out, because some of the stuff they have in this teaser, it looks like they just added on, like they just laid over the trailer. Like here's a shot of Michonne looking at the binoculars. Like this was straight from the trailer. Now I don't think this is gonna be in it, but I do think some of these shots, like here's a shot, like I said, of Daryl in silhouette. This could very well be in the trailer. Here's a shot of the tree in the sun, and we have 2 people on horses. That could be in the trailer also. Shots like this of Judith, I don't think that's gonna be in the trailer. It's just like way too close. It's like you know, just stuff we've seen in the trailer. Like this shot right here, I could see this being in the intro. I really do love this one. We have the communities here. You know, this is gonna be at that big moment, I think, like right before the Whisper War starts, that we saw in the trailer. The communities and then the Whispers kind of meet up here at the center, and that, I think that's like when they talk about somebody cross over the border, and they're gonna talk about the, you know, the whole border thing, and I think they're not gonna agree and they're gonna go into war. But this definitely looks to be like, you know, that moment, and because it's not like too noticeable, you know, when you have the character's face right up on the screen, like for example, this one right here, like we have Daryl's face like really close to the screen. I don't think that's gonna be good for the actual intro, but when we have stuff like this where it's kind of in the background and we have silhouettes of the characters, that could work. That could definitely be in the intro. Here's a shot of Ezekiel, which is really interesting. Like, and this is some new footage here, like especially the background, because of that house. And I don't really recognize this house. It looks like it's in the middle of nowhere, and this, I think, is gonna be in this season. It's like a really nice looking house also, so I'm not sure who they might meet there. But you know, these teasers and trailers, they always contain stuff that's gonna be in the season, and then also like the intros that we have for The Walking Dead, they always have stuff in there too that's gonna be pretty important to the story. So I don't think they would throw in some random house. So maybe this is gonna be a house that they come across, when they're in the woods or something. They might meet a new character. I know we're getting some new characters this season. Like I know Virgil is one. We got some new whispers. So we'll see if they run into a new main character there. But this is some interesting imagery here. Here's a shot of Alpha and Beta. And these, who knows? Maybe they might, if this is like the actual intro and they put the music in it, it might actually work. Like right here, I love this shot of Beta, and you can put like Ryan Hurst's name on the bottom there. Like that could potentially work. So it is really cool. I also love this shot right here of Daryl and Michonne there, at the border. Their silhouettes. This could definitely be in the actual, intro. We have this shot of Judith and Michonne sitting on a rock. I also think the color is an interesting choice. We have a lot of red and black, mainly red, and it's just like a really dark tone. And I know I'm looking at it very closely. Hopefully I don't miss anything, but I do know a lot of times they throw in little Easter eggs and stuff in these intros. So be sure to comment down below if I missed anything. I know last year, I know people always kind of speculate to see if they throw in like Easter eggs that could potentially foreshadow someone dying. Like I know last year they actually had this imagery, or this art I should say, of they put Norman Reedus' name there, in the intros, in the credits, Norman Reedus, who plays Daryl. And for his name, the imagery in the background, they had like pikes, and they had like a walker on top of the pike, which we've seen that before on The Walking Dead. It's not just the Whisperers. Like we saw the Sanctuary doing that with the walkers, the Saviors. So when I think they didn't even put that in there. I remember the art got released and they were talking about it, but they didn't actually put it inside of the final cut for the TV show, because I think with the Whispers, a lot of people read the comics and they kind of knew the pikes were coming. So I think they just didn't put that in there because they wanted to stop any speculation about Daryl possibly becoming a pike victim, which we know he didn't because we saw the season. But that's what I mean, There's always like little stuff in there. Sometimes, I think they put that in there, but they didn't even mean to, foreshadow Daryl's death. But sometimes they do put stuff in there that does foreshadow. Like the crows, for example. Last year in the intro, we had crows a lot, and we've never really seen that before. And it was sort of foreshadowing what was going to happen to Rick. Now, Rick did survive, which is a good thing. Now, we do see the crows again in this trailer, or in this intro. They could potentially be foreshadowing something to happen with Michonne. I would be shocked if Michonne dies. I think she's going to survive. But there's also a lot of close-ups of the crows. So I don't think it's going to be anything specific. I just think it's sort of symbolizing like something bad is going to happen in terms of the Whispers in war. Here's a really good shot that I want to talk about. I love this imagery right here of Lydia, and we have Alpha right behind her, and it's kind of symbolizing that Alpha's like right behind her and on her shoulder, on her back, just like kind of not leaving her alone. And I love how they put Alpha in her silhouette, and just by telling or just by looking at Lydia's face, you can tell that she's definitely conflicted, because Alpha is her mother, but Alpha is also a very bad person. So there's gonna be some conflict there, some inner conflict, I think, for Lydia, because she's gonna have to fight among the people that she was pretty much raised with. So that's gonna be interesting, and I am interested and excited to see her arc this season. And then we have a shot of Alpha here, and I absolutely love this right here, Alpha's silhouette, and I love the whole Alpha silhouette thing throughout the teaser, because it's sort of telling us like she's just creeping up, on the characters and the Whispers in general, because they look like walkers. And they could just like creep up behind you. They could be watching you, and it's just super creepy, and I love it. And then this ending right here, The Walking Dead. I just love this with all the Whispers lined up here, and this could be in the intro as well. So we'll see if this is like the new intro or it's just like a teaser or something. I would love to see an intro like this, or I could see an intro like this with the red coloring and the silhouettes and just putting the names there. You could possibly, and they probably will, take out some of the imagery like from the trailer, like I was talking about, like Michonne with the binoculars and the close-ups of the characters. They could take those out. But the tone of it and the art, I love it, and that could be like its new intro. And then when it comes to the dialogue, like I said, it's King Ezekiel. I think it's gonna be the speech preparing for war, because he says that they're trying to start a new world. And there's also a lot of stuff that Rick said in there, like, if you can find common ground, this world is yours by right. And then at the end, he says that if war comes, our sacred trust is in the lives and welfare of us all. Together we survive. So I do think this is going to be the speech before they go to war. And this potentially could be, you know, something they add to the charter, because they didn't really talk about war in the charter or anything like that, to my knowledge. And you know, in their world, it looks like war is sort of like not, you know, necessarily war, but just like battles and, you know, problems with other humans. And that's what Daryl kind of talking about in the trailer also, that they go from one fight to the next. So we'll see if they add stuff to the charter, but it does look like they're slowly coming to the realization that they have been fighting a lot and they go to war a lot. So they need to address this, that if people keep coming and attacking us, you know, we need to be prepared for it. But yeah, that is a new teaser we got for The Walking Dead Season 10. I definitely think this potentially could be the new intro, especially with all the imagery and color. It kind of is similar to last year, so I could see it. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts and opinions, any Easter eggs I might have missed in this teaser. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead videos just like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.